people might not buy your item the first or second time that they see it, but the third or fourth, they might. So you need to continue to promote it, you know.
Hi, I'm Terrell Turner, the host of the Business Talk Library, and today I have on Jared Dalton from Nashville. So welcome to the show, Jared.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Jared and I met through a mutual friend, which I think it speaks volumes to always being out there networking and connecting with great people who are doing great things in entrepreneurial space. So, Jared, tell us a little bit about your background and your business.
Okay, cool, man. Well, my background, I got to go all the way back to birth. I'm a Nashville native. You know, people from Nashville love to say we're from Nashville. So I was born and raised here. Around when I became an adult, around 18 or so, I got involved in music business pretty hard as an artist. So I promoted, and I'm gaining experience in marketing, which I'm going to get to throughout this process. I've traveled being a musician abroad for a few years as well. When I came back to Nashville, I came back as a promoter, actually. I did one big show as an artist, and then after that, I kind of decided that, had a great run, let me kind of get behind the scenes of everything. So the second part of my journey has been more producing shows, and now I've been involved into kind of personal marketing.
Okay.
So that brings me to now. I own the Jared Dalton Agency, and one little subsidiary of that is social media for my business. And that's kind of what I want to talk about mostly here today.
Oh, okay. And I'll say before we hop into that, one question I do have about the music, because when you hear people talk about Nashville, you hear them talk about country music. So what
Oh,
style of
man,
music?
from somewhere else. Oh, Lord.
So what style of music are you into and producing now?
Okay, well, the kind of music I'm into now would be more positive, kind of hip hop. A lot of people that come and record in my studio, I'd say they do more conscious lyrics. Um, some people are still doing things that sound like the 90s, and I love that, by the way. When I was doing music, I'd say I started off kind of doing the trap thing, then it kind of matured into the positive hip hop towards the end there.
Okay, yeah, I always ask that because whenever I meet like different people that talk about music from Nashville, I'm like, let me make sure I understand what type of music.
Yeah, I did hip hop. The kind of shows that I produced were always hip hop, R&B, and soul. So I felt like it kind of created a good, safe mashup of everything that a wide range of audience could attend. So I gave something there for the 18-year-olds, but also there'd be 45-year-old groups of ladies coming out to the show too.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So now let's talk about, your agency. What brought that about and kind of, what are some of the services that you offer?
Okay, well, the way that it actually all started, man, I'll be honest with everybody out there. My friend Pila, he's a high school friend of mine. And one day he was just like, hey, man, you do a good job with your social media. I really want your help with mine. And I put him off. I'm like, dude, I'm not really doing that right now. I've always been so active. I act, I teach. And I'm like, okay, fine, bro, whatever. Just give me $50. I'll do it for you. And then I started doing it for him. And I mean, it was pretty fun, so I'm like getting to be another character every single day, and it's working. He's getting more bookings, he's getting more engagement. And then it really just kind of started from there. Told somebody else that, hey, I got somebody doing my stuff for me. They're like, oh, for real, man? I noticed that you were getting, it was different than it usually is. And it's just kind of blossomed from there, man. Now I have 12 clients, and it's really been word of mouth.
Awesome, awesome. So what have been some of the things that you've kind of seen? Like, do people usually have common misconceptions about how to approach their social media marketing?
Well, personally, I think it's just easier for people to do it when they can be objective about it. I think that my social media and marketing would be better even if I had somebody else doing mine. just staying detached from all your personal stuff and keeping the objective in mind with your marketing and promotion, and having like a consistent message out there. Now it's easy for me to do because I don't know nothing about your bad day. I have no clue what you ate. It doesn't even matter to me. We're on task. Just leave it to me, And I think it's healthy to keep some kind of human element to it. So I do keep it personal. I really do my best to act like I'm other people. Nobody ever knows that somebody else is managing their page. So I do try to keep it human, but just keeping in mind that you are trying to sell something. And I think some people kind of get off track and they realize that, hey, you didn't even post those shirts you're trying to sell all month now.
Mhm.
And I guess that's my biggest take. It's just people might not buy your item the first or second time that they see it, but the third or fourth they might. So you need to continue to promote, what your goal is.
Mhm. And I think that that's a really good point that you don't hear a lot of people bring up what you said about, that being objective, because, some people, you may have a personal love for, what you do, and you may be like, well, people are going to love this part of it because I love this part of it. But when you put it out there, it's like, people aren't really feeling that.
Right, right. And
Yeah.
even as a social media manager myself, sometimes I run into that as well. And I can still be objective to like, well, that approach didn't work that time. I don't have any problem with switching it up. It's not really that sentimental to me. My only goal is like, yo, I need to get you results. So let's just do what makes that happen.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think that that's something that definitely transferable wisdom, because I see that even from my background, as a CPA and a corporate finance consultant, is when I'm looking at a different business, like I look at it fully objectively. 'Cause I'm just looking at the numbers. I'm not emotionally attached, so it's like I can give honest feedback to say, hey, this is what I'm seeing, and like I said, it's about helping them get results
Yeah,
by looking at it objectively.
right.
Awesome. So, what types of services can people hire your company for?
Okay, so you can hire me to do the day-to-day social media postings for you on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. I do have a graphic designer that works for my company as well, so we can get your flyers together. We can create characters for you. We could make them talk if you want. You can do all kinds of things. Really, it's just kind of like let me know what you need, and if I have to even outsource to make it happen, we have the connections to make it happen. We also do email management. So if you have an email server that your company has and you're like, hey, I have no time to check my emails for an extra fee a month, I'll manage all those for you. I respond back and forth to all your contacts as you. So, they really never have to know and that anybody else is taking over your stuff. And also from that, an extra addition, of course, these things have prices, obviously, but additionally, if you do want me to manage any calendars that you might have, say you're a food truck, for instance, I have a food truck that I do, and I manage all of his bookings, but I also update his calendars as well to make sure he knows when he needs to be where he needs to be.
Okay.
So that's something I offer as well. Pretty much anything marketing, man, I like to make it happen. You see, I'm here in my studio also. So the Jared Dahl Agency does have a studio. My rates are basically 25 an hour, and we're currently closed for COVID, man. I guess say what you want. I work at the hospital full time, so I'm still a little concerned, but I just want to make sure everybody's safe, man. But we'll be back open next month here.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And then, how can people get in touch with you?
You get in touch with me by visiting my website first, www.socialmediaformybusiness.com. On Facebook, obviously, I'm Jared Dalton, and my business page is the Jared Dalton Agency. My Instagram and Twitter is I'm Jay Dizzle, and that's IMJDIZZLE.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Now, speaking of the impact of COVID and just the home quarantine orders just across the world, have you seen many people take a different approach in their marketing strategies?
Yeah, actually, everybody's kind of doing some sort of online solution, whether it's a food truck that's doing order ahead, or if it's a gym that's now doing virtual training. Or you have people that are doing new podcasts are popping up where people still want to give out their information to their clients while they're not around. There's people doing hair consultations live. So people can ask live questions and they can still do their thing while their hairdresser's away, you know. So I've seen a lot of people just kind of get so creative to where they can still interact. And that's obviously been great for my business because I kind of help people do that. For me, I've also been able just to kind of help people, you know, wrap their mind around different ways to approach their things as well.
Awesome. So in being an entrepreneur yourself and in running multiple businesses, you know, what has been one lesson that you have learned that you're like, you know what, entrepreneurs definitely should grasp and understand this lesson?
Well, I got so many lessons along this way, man, and there's so many things I wish I had done differently in the past, you know. If I had to sum it up to a few things, if you don't mind, number one, I still believe the best marketing is word of mouth, man. If you do a good job and you have integrity about your work, it's gonna spread. You know, people enjoy that and people like to tell people. So, you know, I always tell that to anybody I work with, you know, I can help, I will increase your engagement, but you know, really the best thing for your business is just deliver a great product and it's really gonna sell itself. I'm just showing you off. The second thing is to take advice. Take advice. I know I've had a lot of, you know, maybe even older gentlemen throughout my lifetime that have probably genuinely tried to give me little nuggets of wisdom that would have saved me the 3 years of me having that light bulb moment. And, you know, I kind of have to be humble. And sometimes I double back and I'm like, hey, man, you know, back then I was a little young, but I appreciate it because it's helping me now. So really, that's my two biggest things, man. Have some integrity about your work and, you know, listen to people that are genuinely trying to help you.
Awesome. Well, Jared, and thank you so much for coming on the show and for sharing those tidbits of wisdom. And thanks for tuning in to the Business Talk Library. If you like what you heard and you want to hear more, be sure to click the subscribe button and follow us on all social media platforms as the Business Talk Library.
Personally, I think it's just easier for people to do it when they can be objective about it. I think that my social media and marketing would be better even if I had somebody else doing mine. Just staying detached from all your personal stuff and keeping the objective in mind with your marketing and promotion, and having like a consistent message out there. Now, it's easy for me to do because I don't know nothing about your bad day. I have no clue what you ate. It doesn't even matter to me. We're on task. Just leave it to me, you know. And I think it's healthy to keep some kind of human element to it. So I do keep it personal. I really do my best to act like I'm other people. Nobody ever knows that somebody else is managing their page. So I do try to keep it human. But just keeping in mind that you are trying to sell something. And I think some people kind of get off track and they realize that, hey, you didn't even post those shirts you're trying to sell all month now. And I guess that's my biggest take. It's just people might not buy your item the first or second time that they see it, but third or fourth they might. So you need to continue to promote, what your goal is. I got so many lessons along this way, man, and there's so many things I wish I had done differently in the past. If I had to sum it up to a few things, if you don't mind. Number one, I still believe the best marketing is word of mouth, man. If you do a good job and you have integrity about your work, it's gonna spread. People enjoy that and people like to tell people. So, I always tell that to anybody I work with. I can help, I will increase your engagement, but really the best thing for your business is just deliver a great product. And it's really gonna sell itself. I'm just showing you off. The second thing is to take advice. Take advice. I know I've had a lot of, maybe even older gentlemen throughout my lifetime that have probably genuinely tried to give me little nuggets of wisdom that would have saved me the 3 years of me having that light bulb moment. And, I kind of have to be humble. And sometimes I look back and I'm like, hey, man, back then I was a little young, but I appreciate it because it's helping me now. So really, that's my two biggest things, man. Have some integrity about your work and, listen to people that are genuinely trying to help you.